Hi, welcome to the third video. In this, we are going to talk about how to create a Google form. So for instance, let me make a Google form for taking the attendance of students who are attending a workshop. So I am conducting a workshop on the coming Saturday and I want to create a form so that I can give it to the students so that they can fill their attendance, say their name and their GR number. So what we have to do is you go to the URL and then type forms.google.com and then press enter. Once you're here, make sure you are logged in with your G Suite account, that is your college account um, or your company account, and then you go and create a blank form. Once you click that, this is how your form will look like, and you have to fill all the entries over here. So let's fill a title, attendance for automobile workshop, and you can add a description over here. So let's say 11th of July 2020, 11 a.m. workshop attendance. Great. Now your students would be able to uh, see the title over here and then the description to the form. And now you can add your questions over here. So if you want to record their names, then you can type in your name, and then you have to select what kind of an answer is expected to this question. So let's say it's obviously not a multiple choice question, so let's say it's a short answer, right? And so that's the field which your audience is going to get, a short answer. And you can keep this question as mandatory by clicking on the required section. You can obviously have more options like a description to this question and also a response validation. So you can ensure that the person does not enter any number over here. So that is just like data validation in an Excel sheet or a Google spreadsheet. Okay, now you got the name of your audience. Now you want to know their roll number. So what you have to do is simply click add question over here, and there you go. You have a new question, and here you can write enter your roll number. When you type this, Google is smart enough to understand what kind of an answer is expected over here using its artificial intelligence tools. So it automatically converted this answer type to short answer, and it automatically added a response validation. So the validation is that it is a number, and it does not have any text, obviously. And if the person adds any text over here, uh, you can show a custom error text. So you can write, please enter a valid roll number. All right. And now I also want to make this question compulsory. So I click required. Now I want to know the GR numbers. So I add another question and I follow the same steps. Add your GR number. Now the thing is, GR numbers in my college especially contain letters. So I don't want this response validation, but Google doesn't understand that, right? So I simply remove the data validation so that the people can obviously add their GR numbers, uh, including the letters as well. And I also want to make this a required question. And that's it for the attendance. I don't actually require anything else. But what I do require is the thing that this form should be only filled by people of my institute. So people outside the institute should not be able to fill this form. So how do I do that? So first of all, you go to the settings tab over here, and you can have this checkbox ticked in. So it will restrict to users in Vishwakarma Institute of Information Technology, which is my college, and its trusted organizations. So it will not allow any personal Gmail account or a Yahoo account um, person to fill this Google form. And you can of course limit to one response so that a person doesn't sign up a proxy, of course. You don't want a proxy attendance, right? So you want to limit the responses to one. And you can also have a feature called edit after submit. So if in case the student enters some wrong roll number and he wants to edit the form, he can edit after he submits the form. And if you want, you can also collect their email IDs so that they get stored on your database once you create this Google form. I'll show you how the database looks after that. But yeah, you can also collect their email addresses, but I don't think for attendance purposes you need this. So you can just neglect that. And you can then click save. Once you're done with this, your form is obviously ready and it is automatically saved in your drive. So you don't have to click Control plus S or anything like that. Just the thing is that you have to give this form a name. So if you click on this, it automatically gives the title of the form as the name of the form, but you can obviously change this. So let's say um, attendance for 11th of July is what the title, what I want. Okay. You can of course customize the theme of the fonts using the customize theme option. So you can have different colors. So if I click red, it's red, orange, green, light green. You can have infinite colors by varying the hue, whatever you want. You can just add it. Okay. I would prefer that the attendance form should be blue. So let's keep it blue. You can also change the font size, font style, I mean, to basic, then decorative. Obviously, I don't want this. Then I can have a formal text form, which is very ideal um, for official forms. And then you can have a playful font. This is actually a playful font is usually very attractive to children and for getting feedbacks for a session or something like that. And you can also have a header image. So I can have an image which I can choose from an illustration in the Google form. So let's say it was a workshop, right? So let's see in work and school I have these options. So let's say a workshop related to automobiles would be somewhat like, okay, let's say a book. Let's add a book and let's click insert. And once you do that, your header becomes like a book, and then it changes the theme color automatically, which is fine according to me. And then I close this, and then my form is ready. And then you can send this form to your colleagues or your students by clicking the send button. You can either mail it to the audiences, or you can obviously have um, a link which you can share. And this is a very long link, so if you want to shorten it, you also have a shorten URL option. And once you click on this, and then you can click copy, and the link is copied to clipboard. And then you can share this link over whatever platforms you use, like Slack or WhatsApp or whatever you want. And if you email, you can also include the form in the email itself, which is actually very useful because the person doesn't need to click on any link and then go to the form and then fill it. So he can just fill the form in the email itself, which is very nice and easy to use. Okay. So I click cancel because I copied the link anyway and I'll send it later. But that's about it. And if you want to see a preview of the form, you can have a preview button over here. And then this is how the form will look like in the audience. So you can have a sample entry here. Let's add my name. My roll number is 413010. GR number is 7442. Great, and then I click submit, and that's it. Your response has been recorded. Now, if I made a mistake in the form, I can always edit the response, which is good. And then if I go back to the previous tab, I have a responses column over here so that you can check the responses. There you go. There are my responses. Now, if you want to extract this response in a spreadsheet, that's also a possible solution. You can just click on this spreadsheet button, and you can create a new spreadsheet or even attach it to an existing spreadsheet, but I want to create a new one, so I'll create a new one. And once it creates, it opens a new tab, and this is the spreadsheet. It also has a timestamp on it, so that you know that no one fills the form after your event was over, just to make sure your entries are safe, right? So that there is no proxy entry after your webinar is over. Your name, your roll number, and your GR number. That's it. This is the spreadsheet you get. Now, the more responses you get, the more rows you get in the spreadsheet. As simple as that. If you have any queries about this, you can obviously contact me on the email ID. I'll link it to the description. You can contact me over there.